What's going on, guys? JSGC here, back again for another Manchester City video, where today we're going to be doing the Premier League preview of Manchester City's home game against Crystal Palace. So before I do crack on with this video, make sure, like always, if you are enjoying the content, do subscribe to my channel. It is free to subscribe. Social media links are in the description if you want to go and follow me on my Twitter, Instagram and TikTok. Email also in the description too if you want to hit me up for any sponsorships for any videos or any general business inquiries. Don't forget to leave a thumbs up on the video. Also, don't forget to let me know your thoughts in the comments below, including your score and team prediction for this game. And finally, I want to say a big thank you to today's video sponsor, which is brought to you by Kitbag, where Kitbag are giving you the opportunity to go and check out the Manchester City away shirt for only £22.50. It is a deal that was running the other day for 24 hours only, and they have extended this deal until the end of today. All you need to do, press the link in the description. I'll take you to Kitbag's website and you'll see the shirt available for just over £37. And then on checkout, all you need to do is enter discount code BLUEMOONSALE, and that will give you an additional 40% off, taking the total price of the shirt to £22.50. So do go and check it out. Links and details there in the description, and a big thank you to Kitbag for sponsoring this video. So it's very much must win this for Manchester City at the Etihad Stadium for Premier League match day number 32, with this game taking place on Saturday 12th of March 2025 with a 12:30 PM BST kickoff time, with the game being broadcast live on TNT Sports. Anybody heading to the Etihad Stadium, do enjoy yourselves. So our opponents, Crystal Palace, formed in 1905, led by manager Oliver Glasner, currently find themselves 11th in the Premier League on 43 points from 30 games, with 11 wins, 10 draws and 9 losses. They do have a game in hand against Newcastle to come next week. The fact is, if they win both this difficult away game against City at the Etihad Stadium and their away game against Newcastle United as well, then Crystal Palace are very much, when it comes to the Premier League, still competing for a European spot. So two big games coming here in the Premier League that's going to decide what success looks like for Crystal Palace in just the Premier League. They will also have full focus on the FA Cup semi-final, where if they manage to beat Aston Villa, then Manchester City managed to beat Nottingham Forest in the other game at Wembley, then we'll be taking on Crystal Palace again in the FA Cup final in May. So this is all good practice for these big games to come. So Crystal Palace's form, unbeaten in 9 of the last 10 games. If the Premier League was to start 10 games ago, Crystal Palace would be second in the league. That's how good their form has been, unbeaten in the last 7 games in all competitions, with 6 wins, 1 draw, with that draw coming away against Aston Villa 1-1 on the 2nd of April. This game isn't going to be easy. They did win their last game as well, a home game against Brighton in their derby game, winning that game by 2-1. But yeah, do remember, Crystal Palace win this game and win against Newcastle away from home. All of a sudden, they're very much thinking about European football for next season. So where are the dangers for Crystal Palace? Well, their attack is very good. The likes of Sarr, Mateta and Eze, absolutely brilliant. They've got lots of good link-up play. They're very precise, very accurate. They link up really well. They're good with their creating opportunities. And to be honest, with Manchester City and our high-line defence, they can look like headless chickens, and that attack will pull strings on Manchester City's defence if we allow them to do so. Now, they do go with a very similar formation that Manchester United went with last week in the Manchester derby at Old Trafford. It does mean that Crystal Palace can be hard to break down as well, relying on their wing backs, and they've got 2 fabulous wing backs in Munoz on the right hand side and Mitchell on the left hand side. You've got quality in midfield, including the likes of Adam Wharton. You've also got decent defenders, including Lerma. You've got a decent keeper in Dean Henderson as well. They are a solid Premier League team. Nathaniel Klein, Ben Chilwell, good options from the bench as well. And I'll be honest with you guys, don't sleep on Crystal Palace. They're a decent team in very fine form. This won't be easy for Manchester City. Now, in terms of their injury news, they are missing a couple of players, including Doucouré and Chaddy, who are both out of this game, but it's all about suspensions for Crystal Palace, missing 2 very important players, including Nketiah, who is suspended for this game, and Mark Guéhi as well, also out for this game after picking up 2 yellow cards in their game against Brighton. And Guéhi missing this game is a pretty big blow for Crystal Palace. Not going to lie. So I'm expecting them to go with a 3-4-2-1 formation, the same as what United went with. Henderson starting in goal, Lerma, Lacroix and Ward going as their 3 centre-backs, with Munoz on the right-hand side, Mitchell on the left-hand side, Kamada and Wharton going through in midfield, Sarr and Eze to either side of them, Mateta starting as the lone striker. Now for Manchester City, formed in 1894, led by manager Pep Guardiola, find ourselves 6th in the Premier League, and whilst we've had confirmation this week that 5th place will 100% be a Champions League spot in the Premier League for next season, we're not currently in the top 5. So if the season was to end right now, Manchester City wouldn't be in the Champions League. We'd be going into the Europa League. We're on 52 points from 31 games with 15 wins, 7 draws and 9 losses. And we're in this position because we picked up 13 wins in our last 33 games in all competitions. Won 4 of our last 9. Drew our last game 0-0 against Manchester United away from home on Sunday. We did win our previous 2 games in all competitions. Before that, 2-0 home win against Leicester City in the Premier League and a 2-1 away win against Bournemouth in the FA Cup. Before that was the international break, where we picked up just before that a 2-2 draw against Brighton and Hove Albion at home. So City very inconsistent, but are unbeaten in the last 4 games, and we have won 4 of our last 6 games in all competitions as well. But it is very much Man City's form since November that puts them on par right now with the form of Wolverhampton Wanderers. That's why we are where we are, and if we hadn't got off to that good start, Man City would be lingering in and around mid-table. So there's a lot for Manchester City to think about here as far as I'm concerned. Now, there's no new injury updates for Manchester City as confirmed by Pep Guardiola. We know Oscar Bobb's back and fit. Rodri, Ake, Stones, Haaland all out. I presume that does mean that Phil Foden is ready to go for this game after he did limp off and look like he'd hurt himself in the game against United. Manuel Akanji is closing in on a return. I still believe he's a couple of weeks away from a return, so won't be available for this game. So we do have dangers all over the pitch. I'm going to pop my team prediction up now, and I go with a couple of changes. I was tempted not to change anything at the back, but I've decided to change things up at the back because I just feel like with how precise Crystal Palace are with their attackers, City have got to try and counter that, and I feel like City need a bit of pace at the back. Normally I'd be suggesting keeping consecutive clean sheets. You stick with that back line, so that'd be Nunes, Diaz, Gvardiol and O'Reilly. O'Reilly's the one that's he's done nothing wrong, he's the unlucky one to miss out, but I want to work a way to get Khusanov involved in this game, and I think when push comes to shove, if that was the decision for Pep Guardiola, do you go with Nunes on the right or O'Reilly on the left and you start Khusanov on the right? I think Nunes will be given the nod and you'll see Khusanov go on the right hand side, Ruben Diaz on the left hand side, and it'll give a little more freedom to Josko Gvardiol, which could help Manchester City in terms of their creative ability in attack, but I have enjoyed seeing Diaz and Josko Gvardiol as a settled pairing as our 2 centre-backs. So I'm pretty torn as to what's going to happen and what we should do, but we'll see. I may be wrong. I go with Nico Gonzalez in midfield. I'm also going Bernardo Silva, and I'm also given an opportunity for Jack Grealish to showcase what he can do in midfield because I want to see more pace from Manchester City. So I go with an attacking front three of Savinho, Doku and Marmoush, and I said this before the Brighton game at home, and I'm going to say the same here in this game against Crystal Palace. I want to be seeing more if we've got the starts from Savinho and Doku. I want to see so much more from them. I want to see them pulling strings. I want to see them grabbing goals and getting assists. I watched PSG's game at home against Aston Villa midweek, and you saw their wingers causing havoc. How good was Kovacic pulling strings? Dewey as well, causing bother from the wings. That's what I want to see from Manchester City's wingers. So I'm hoping we can see more from Savinho and Jeremy Doku. If we do, then they would be huge attributes which would help Manchester City, because we're looking here at 2 high-quality young wingers who, in the next 2 or 3 seasons, are more than capable of being some of the best wingers in the world. So if they're getting starts, I want to see more from them. So in terms of changes, O'Reilly, the one that's unlucky here to miss out, I tend to send him out to get Khusanov starting in this game. I bring Nico Gonzalez in as well. I want to be seeing Jack Grealish getting some minutes going through midfield, and I want to see some pace from our wingers and from Marmoush up top as well. Now, in terms of my score prediction, difficult one this one, but I'm going a 2-1 win for Manchester City. I think Crystal Palace are going to strike first and lead. I'm going for an Eze assist and Sarr to give them the lead, and then I'm going for a first half response from Manchester City with Omar Marmoush equalising before Manchester City get things rolling in the second half, and I'm going, why not, Jack Grealish to score as well. Now, in terms of my betting tips, I fancy Omar Marmoush to score anytime. I fancy Doku's going to make something happen, so I'm going Doku to score or assist anytime as well. I can see Eze scoring or assisting anytime. A lot of things through the attacker Crystal Palace rolls through him, so you might be best adding him on as well. Not too sure about corners, not too sure about yellow cards, so I'm not going to dip in there. Now, next up for Manchester City, we're not in action for another week. This time we're going to be on the road for the final time to Goodison Park to take on Everton away in the Premier League. Crystal Palace, they've got their game in hand away against Newcastle United on Wednesday evening before they've got a home game against AFC Bournemouth next Saturday in the Premier League. Now, last note, I am away for this game, so no live watch along, unfortunately. I'm not too sure if I'm going to be available at any point on Saturday to get my match reaction up. If I am, then it will be up after the game. If not, then that'll be up on Sunday sometime for you guys to enjoy. Can't fully commit, so I'm not too sure when that will be, but it will be at some point this weekend, so stay tuned. So, they have been my thoughts. Do let me know your thoughts in the comments below, including your score and team prediction for this game. Don't forget as well to leave a thumbs up on the video. Do subscribe if you're new around here. Press that red button, press the bell, and put your push notifications on. Social media links there in the description if you want to come follow me on my Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Email also in the description too if you want to hit me up for any sponsorships for any videos or any general business inquiries. And finally, do go and check out today's video sponsor, which is brought to you by Kitbag, where you guys can go and check out the away shirt for the 2024-2025 season, which is available for just £22.50. All you need to do, press the link in the description, and then you'll see the shirt available for just over £37. If you click that through to the next page, that'll take you to the purchase page where you can fill in the discount code Blue Moon Sale. That'll give you an additional 40% off, and that will take the total price of the shirt to £22.50. Links and details there in the description. Do go and check it out. It is a great offer, and anyone that does check out Kitbag using my link in the description does help to support the future content created here on my channel, and I'll see you all again real soon for the next Manchester City video. So I've been JSGC. Thank you everyone for watching. Hope everyone is safe and well. Have a great weekend, everybody. Peace. Ciao for now.